Millions of Americans are waking up every single morning, getting onto crowded highways, clocking into stressful jobs, and working harder than ever before in history. Yet somehow, when they check their banking apps at the end of the month, they're hit with this wave of anxiety. They still feel completely broke. And the scariest part of this whole reality, most of them actually make really decent money. We're not talking about minimum wage struggles here. We are talking about high earners who are living paycheck to paycheck. It's a tense, exhausting cycle, and we're going to unpack exactly why this is happening. So, why do you make decent money but still feel completely broke? It's a jarring question, isn't it? The reason it's so confusing is because in modern America, being broke doesn't always look poor. Visually, our entire concept of struggling has completely changed. Today, being broke often looks like luxury apartments with skyline views. It looks like perfectly financed brand new cars sitting right in the driveway. It looks like designer sneakers and constant restaurant deliveries. But right beneath that glossy aesthetic surface, the whole lifestyle is supported by maxed out credit cards and mounting anxiety. And it all comes down to dismantling this core equation right here. Income does not equal wealth. We have been sold this visual lie that spending money means you've successfully made it. Listen, if you have a high income but your outflow matches your inflow perfectly, you aren't wealthy. You just have a very high-functioning cash flow pipe that literally leaves nothing behind. Section 1. The Modern Wealth Illusion. Looking rich versus being wealthy. An entire generation trapped by monthly subscriptions to a lifestyle. Man, let that sink in for a second. This is the modern financial cage. It's the car payment, the phone upgrade, the endless buy now, pay later cycles for an outfit you literally wore to one single dinner. Heck, we're even seeing subscriptions for heated seats in cars now. It's almost never one massive, catastrophic purchase that ruins us. It's 1,000 little monthly subscriptions designed to keep up a visual appearance of success. Section 2. The Psychology of Money. Why money is deeply emotional. Because here is why we actually spend. Most people do not spend because they need something. They spend to feel something. We stress shop after a terrible day at work. We buy things out of insecurity or loneliness or a desperate need to impress people we don't even really like. In fact, modern marketing is a multi-billion-dollar machine designed to exploit these exact psychological triggers. They know precisely how to tap into a fleeting emotion and turn it into a clicked buy button. And that creates this endless loop we call the paycheck trap. Step 1, the paycheck comes in and you feel that momentary relief. Step 2, the bills instantly go out to service all those lifestyle subscriptions. Step 3, you restart at zero. The average person runs on this hamster wheel all month. Let's be totally clear here. People aren't poor because they don't work hard. Millions are working exhaustingly hard. They are trapped because absolutely no one taught them how money actually works within this cycle. That's not freedom. That's survival with better branding. It's a harsh reality, isn't it? You might have nicer clothes than someone fighting for survival decades ago. You might be drinking a $6 artisanal latte. But if you are one missed paycheck away from total collapse, you aren't free. You just have very well-branded survival. Section 3. Consumers versus owners. The big mindset shift. When a consumer gets paid, their immediate, knee-jerk psychological reflex is, what can I buy with this? But when an owner gets paid, they ask a fundamentally different question. What can this money become? This isn't just semantics, guys. It's the psychological turning point for true financial independence. It's shifting your identity from someone who depletes resources to someone who cultivates them. Think of every single dollar you earn as an employee. If you're a consumer, every dollar you spend on something you don't actually need is a worker you just fired forever. They are gone. But if you have an owner's mindset, every dollar you invest is a worker that you've just hired to keep working for you 24/7 without ever taking a day off. Your goal is to build an absolute army of dollars working on your behalf. Section 4, Rules for Financial Freedom. 5 Steps to Wealth. Rule number 1, live below your actual means. I know this sounds basic, but practically it means you have to stop trying to look successful. Remember that visual lie we talked about? Looking rich and actually being rich are completely different games, played with completely different rules. If your ego requires you to spend every dime you make to impress strangers, you will never build wealth. You have to be comfortable living quietly below your actual capacity. Rule 2, avoid bad debt. Bad debt, like high-interest credit cards, literally steals your future income. Think about it this way. Every high-interest payment you make is future you being forced to work just to pay for past you's impulsive decisions. You are quite literally robbing your future self of time and freedom just for a momentary hit of dopamine today. Rule 3, invest early.
Let me tell you the ultimate truth about building wealth. The biggest financial superpower isn't a high IQ. It's not inside knowledge, it's not luck, and it's not even a massive salary. The ultimate financial superpower is simply time. The earlier you start, the less you have to rely on your own labor, and the more you can rely on math.
Just look at this formula. That is compound interest in action. This equation is the true engine of wealth. It visually reinforces that investing early rewards patience. You don't need huge sums of money. You need time. This mathematical principle turns tiny, consistent amounts into an unstoppable, powerful force over decades.
Rule 4. Multiple income streams. Relying on a single income stream, like your main job, is incredibly dangerous in the modern economy. If that one stream dries up, your entire life goes into a crisis. The wealthiest people understand this risk perfectly. They don't just build salaries, they build sustainable systems. They invest in assets, start small side businesses, or create content. They diversify how money flows into their life, so they are never held hostage by one single employer. And Rule 5, delay gratification. Look, most people willingly sacrifice their future for temporary dopamine, but as an owner, you have to resist that. I'll be completely honest with you. Financial freedom often looks really boring in the beginning. It looks like staying in, cooking at home, and quietly transferring money into an index fund. But later it looks like absolute peace.
Section 5, the real definition of wealth and what it actually provides. Because real wealth isn't about owning a fleet of luxury cars or wearing expensive watches. Real wealth is having absolute control over your time. It's the ability to say no to a project or a job that completely drains you. It's the ability to wake up and just decide to rest. It is the profound, quiet luxury of living your life without the constant, gnawing presence of financial fear. Don't build a life that looks rich. Most people spend their entire lives trying to impress strangers, silently sacrificing their actual freedom for a visual facade. Don't fall into that trap. Build a life that feels free. Freedom is felt. It isn't seen. When you finally disconnect your ego from your spending, when you stop caring about looking wealthy to people at traffic lights, you finally give yourself permission to build a life that is truly yours. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought today. Years down the road, the people who spent their lives chasing appearances and funding lifestyle subscriptions will still be working, trapped on that hamster wheel. But the people building quietly, they will own their time. Understanding money psychologically is the only way to stop being controlled by it. So ask yourself, what are your dollars becoming? Are you building a facade, or are you building your freedom? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. I really hope it completely changes how you view your very next paycheck.